The fun fact of the day, killer whales are not actually whales. They're in fact the largest species of dolphin. Which finger is most likely to get an A2 pulley tear in climbing? So the ring and middle fingers are definitely the most common to suffer an A2 pulley injury. The ring we know because studies have shown consistently that it is weaker than the middle and index fingers, and the middle is the next most commonly injured. Despite its good strength, it's due to the length and the positioning of the middle finger during like full and half crimping. It takes a larger percentage of load, making it more susceptible to injury. Do you think I'm not seeing gains? Because I skipped the swing step in train, climb, swing, repeat. Yeah, okay, so please unsubscribe if you aren't doing the swing. I'm wondering about how to combine max hangs / repeaters with campus board training and on the wall training exercises. For ideal programming, you want to train specific energy systems. It's definitely not impossible to train all three, but you just won't get any great at any one of them. And so you won't see as much progress because you're working multiple energy systems. You'd be better off developing a training program where you focus on different phases, like 4 or 8 week-long phases where you work on strength, endurance, and/or power. If you're wondering why in one of our longer hangboard training videos, you're wondering why we have max hangs and then the option of the repeaters at the end, that's because we're working that program to be more of a climbing replacement program. So it's meant to be when you can't get to the gym, to work on those longer sessions, to try and replicate that kind of gym style of training. Are one-arm lockoffs that useful for climbing? I feel like I've read mixed things about them from Ava Lopez and Steve Bechtel. Critiques ranged from it not being useful for advanced climbers to not really working on the full range of motion, as well as inverted rows being more climbing specific. There's a lot to address with this. First, I'd say that it really depends on the climber. There are a handful of skills in climbing that are absolutely like necessities, and then there are some that vary between climbers, areas, and styles. The ability to lock off on a hold is super useful on certain climbs. If your long-term project has a lock-off or two, you definitely want to work on it. Familiarize yourself with the move, the tension it requires. That way when it comes to sending, you're ready to do it, you're comfortable, and you can complete the move. On the other hand, if strength is not your weakness and technique is, then you need to work on more of your technique, not just strength. Okay, so I really don't like the argument of it's not using the full range of motion, so it's not good. Well, I mean, duh, you should be training your full range with other exercises. That's like saying the only squat you should ever do is a pistol squat because it goes through the full range of motion. That's not reasonable or realistic. Finally, the last part, inverted rows. Yes, I love inverted rows. It's a great exercise. I've done it in other videos. It helps mimic cave climbing, and it's just great to work on your strength. In the video that you're referencing to, we don't include it because it's meant to be more body weight based exercises, and inverted rows are going to require straps, which is additional equipment. But in general, yeah, inverted rows are great. Hi, really helpful video. Thanks, Kevin. Should I use the Coban tape while climbing or when I'm not climbing? And how long should I have it on? Will a whole day be too long, or does it not matter? So this question was in relation to the why are my fingers swollen and what can I do about it video. So Kevin, if you get the pressure right, you can use Coban tape all day. It's just adding compression to help modulate your blood flow, and if you wrap it correctly, you should still have like full range and function of the finger. I do recommend giving it a break midday though. See how the finger's feeling, take the joint through full range of motion, and dump the tape for a new batch because it may have lost some of its elasticity. I don't recommend wearing it during climbing though. It will likely affect your grip and possibly give you a false sense of security, but overall, great questions. I'm severely guilty of being all cave, all undercling, all side pull, all the time. Let's go, Jack. Get those biceps jacked with all that cave climbing. It's summer, my guy. But really, while I do advocate working on different styles of climbing, if you love that style and you're staying injury-free and healthy, keep doing what you love, bud. Thanks again for watching and subscribing. Until next time, watch videos, think about questions for videos, type out questions on YouTube, submit questions, receive answers on questions, repeat. Obviously, so simple. I'm severely guilty of being all cave, all clean. Dang it. All right, our last question is in relation to the biceps pain or climbers. All right, our last question is.
The urine is like just.
It's what plants crave.